I've never done this in person yet. I've only done it through like Zoom, so
okay, so it's different for you too.
Yeah.
My name is Brooke Bauer. I'm owner of Brooke Bauer Boutique Salon and Spa in Tinley Park. We've been open about a year now, and I used to work with Patty.
Yeah, so I just wanted to bring Brooke in because she is what I call the ultimate hustler. She literally has excelled and created an amazing career for herself and her business within, how many years have you been out of beauty school? 3 years. So, to give a rundown, Brooke worked with me for a year, built an entire clientele, and then left my salon to open a salon suite.
Yep.
And then has now since opened her own salon.
Yep.
So she is definitely like one of the hardest working people I've ever met. So I wanted to do this interview so she could kind of give you guys some tips, tricks, and pointers to help boost and excel your career at a rapid rate.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're gonna just ask her some questions and we're just gonna kind of, you know, converse and just have a little fun here. So
awesome.
So one of the questions I wanted to ask you is, what benefits did you think hustling granted you?
So I feel like at the end of the day, it's very rewarding because now I do have a salon with 7 chairs and it's kind of like you can relax, security in general.
What did your hustling like game look like? Like what was your, I know what you did when you worked with me at the salon. When you worked with me at the salon, like if you weren't doing a client, you were on your phone,
right?
Networking, doing social media.
Absolutely.
Like you were always doing something that like helped to benefit your business.
Right.
What did, like when you were in your salon suite, what did your day-to-day and week-to-week look like? So people can get an idea.
Yeah, absolutely. So when I was at my salon suite, since you kind of get to choose your own hours, I was open 7 days a week and basically 24 hours. So if someone was like, oh, I don't get off work until 11 p.m., can I come and get my hair done? I would say yes. I basically said yes to everything. And on that off time, anytime I had spare time, I was reaching out to people. I was talking to people about their hair, always reaching out to my current guests and asking them to spread the word about me. I feel like I was just constantly asking for more from everyone.
And like a part of that, like listening to you say that is, the comment you made was like, now you can relax. So you took 1 full year to really like monetize and use your time to create something so you had a better future.
Yeah, definitely. I would say that when you are in that like hustler mentality, it's kind of like you have to wake up every single day and have that on your mind at all times. Like, especially as a hairstylist. As a hairstylist, if you're not going to like eat, sleep, and breathe hair, you might as well forget it because it's so hard to grow and it's also very discouraging as well. So I feel like if it's not your main focus that you are going to struggle. But yeah, I mean, I put in that like 1 to 2 years where it was like all I did was think about hair and do hair and market myself. And now it's kind of like I've built a momentum where it just keeps going and it's really nice. It's
what were some of the things during that period that you did for yourself to keep you from burning out? Because I feel like that's an issue. People don't want to say no, and then they get to a point where they hit a brick wall because they just can't handle anymore.
Yeah, that's a great question. I feel like I hit that point. Like it was eventually when you have time to sit and think about everything. It's kind of like, wow, all I've been thinking about is that and nothing else. So I think that I've learned over the years that now it's important to take time for yourself and spend time with family and the people you love and things like that, because before I really didn't. I mean, I was single and I just worked constantly. I didn't really attend any of my family outings because they were on Saturdays and I wanted to do guests. So burnout is very easy, especially in this industry.
What is some of like, give like 3 tips that you would say to a new stylist or tell a new stylist when it comes to social media? Because I know you did a lot of your building through social media. So what were like the 3 main things that you did to?
So I would say that posting isn't enough. I mean, all hairstylists are posting right now. I feel like that doesn't set you apart at all. I always used to reach out to people, people I went to high school with, friends of friends, people I didn't even know, and I would just be like, hi, my name's Brooke, you know, I'm a hairstylist, I own a salon suite, If you want to come and visit me, or if you ever have any questions, just feel free to reach out. And it's just like planting the seed, and I would probably send that message out to like 20 people a day at least, and then maybe like one person would answer. But the thing was, like 6 months later, when they wanted their hair done and they were looking for a stylist, they'd be like, oh my gosh, that girl messaged me like 6 months ago, what was her name? And then they find you, and then they reach back out to you. So I think that like actually reaching out to people is really important. Also, just being kind on social media, like commenting on people's pictures and statuses and things like that. And also for any like birthdays or events, when I would be slow, I would reach out and be like, oh, happy birthday, I'm a hairstylist at Opulent Beauty. If you want, you can come in and get a birthday blowout on me just to like celebrate and get to know my salon and things like that. And you're doing a complimentary service, but then you have someone in your chair that you get to talk about color with and other things, and there's just so much opportunity there. So I think using social media to just fill your book with whatever you can.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I feel like one of the things that you did so successfully was that like right off the bat, like you created a brand for yourself. Like you had like a certain look, like you were very consistent. Even with your salon, like your social media is always consistent, like your posts are always consistent. What were some of your inspirations and ideas, and how did you actually create your brand?
So I think it started with kind of just what I liked as a person, because I didn't really know anything about branding. So it's like, oh, I like this palette wall, so I'm gonna put it in my salon suite. And even when I opened my salon suite, I feel like I didn't really know what branding was. But no matter what, whether you realize it or not, you are creating a brand. And it's either one that you are aware of and you're being consistent with and it's benefiting you, or you could be doing the opposite as well. So I feel like as time went on, I thought about more of what kind of salon I wanted to have, and I wanted like a fun, friendly, like feminine environment, and that's why I chose like the pink, white, and golds. And if you look at my salon suite, which was like a palette wall, and it was like brown and black, and then people went into my salon and they're like, whoa, this is completely different.
It's like you rebranded.
I did, but it matched like what I wanted the company to be. So like the palette wall, like yeah, that was cool. I liked it for my house or something. But when I thought about what our brand was, like youthful, feminine, like fun, welcoming, like those are the colors that spoke to me. And I also felt like no other salon has those colors. So it was just like different and set us apart.
I love that. One of the things that like just amazes me with you was that you did grow at such a rapid rate. It was like work behind the chair commission a year, the salon suite a year, open a salon, you've been open for a year. Obviously that takes like some like commitment and some goal setting. What were your tactics to actually like set goals? Like how did you like place your markers like in your career vision?
I think it's strange because I actually really never had a plan to open a salon.
You just kept going?
Yeah, so it's funny, like when I started working for Patty, I was like obsessed with your salon. I loved it so much. I thought I was gonna retire here. I was like, I love it.
I knew you were. I seriously knew that she wasn't going to. I'm like, this girl's gonna work here for a little bit and then she's gonna go off and do her own thing. Actually, I said that to Becky after your interview. I'm like, she won't work here for very long, but.
Yeah, but I loved it here. But then it was like something in my brain just always wants more. So like I grew my clientele here, I got promoted here, and then it was like I wanted more. So then I go into my salon suite, and again I have the same mentality. I was like, okay, this is nice, I'll be here like 5 years, and then like 6 months goes by and I just keep like working hard, and then it's like, oh no, this is not going to work. I don't have enough chairs, I need extra hands. And then I ended up, opening the bigger salon. I would say that I usually set goals small, like within small periods of time. So I never really planned to open my salon. However, like I always was aiming for more. So I usually do like monthly goals, and then I always say it's not a goal if you don't write it down. It's more of like a daydream.
Really
yeah. So everyone's like, oh yeah, I have goals, and I was like, well, are they written? Do you have a plan to execute them? Because if not, it really is just a daydream. So I always like write the goal that I want to achieve, and then I'll write like how I'm going to achieve that, whether it's breaking it down by days for social media, or it's same thing like going to the gym, like, oh, I want to lose 30 pounds. Well, how are you going to do that? You're going to go to the gym 3 days a week, you're going to do this at the gym, and I think goal setting is very important.
So let's touch base on, because everything seems so glamorous from the outside, like me looking at your social media, me looking at your journey, like I'm like, wow, like that's impressive. But obviously you are the only person who like knows your struggles.
Right.
So what were some of the things that like you really struggled with that no one really talks about, or that people don't see behind the scenes?
Great question. I feel like balance is definitely the main struggle.
That is for sure.
I think I do look like I'm doing great from the outside, and I think that, you know, business-wise, I always have been doing great since I've started, but I think that my mind was so focused on success, you know, success, and I just like lost track of everything else in my life. And then even when you're focusing so much on business, it's like you can be the most successful person in the world, but if you don't have like everything else in your life figured out, you know,
it has to be balanced. Like if something is like offset, like if your family life is offset or if your like social life is offset, it automatically will kind of offset your business life. Actually, I was listening to a podcast that David talked about, and he said most people want to quit their job not because of their job, it's something outside that like just triggers that.
Right.
So I think balance is a huge, actually like a huge point.
Yeah, and I think now like I have the best balance that I've had yet, because just, you know, opening the business, and once you open a salon, it's completely different than owning a salon suite.
Thank
I
you.
think that a lot of people don't know that either. They're like, oh, I own a salon, I have a salon suite. I'm like, okay, yeah,
It's not the same. It is not the same.
Yeah, so I think that my hustling was fine, right? I was doing good. I could hustle and I was fine. I mean, I have energy, like that's all good. But then it's like, I kept adding more, and it was always fine. I handled it. And then it's like, once you got the salon and added more, like that was just the max. And you know, I don't have a business partner, it's just me. And I don't have like anyone that does anything. I do social media, I do everything. So once I had all of that, then it was kind of like, it hit me. And I was like, whoa, like this isn't what life should be. You have to have, you know, other aspects of your life that satisfy you, because I was doing so good and then I still kind of felt like unfulfilled. So I think it's realizing that, yeah, you know, I think that the hustling definitely benefited me, but I don't think that you can do that forever. But again, as a new stylist, just do it, you know, just focus on it and be that hustler. But years later, I do realize that.
I think like the hustler gets you to where you want to be, but when you hit that point, that's when you really need to make the next step, and you need to transition from being the hustler to the business owner.
Right.
And the business owner and the hustler, like you need both of them.
Right.
But you can't be both. So
it's important, because you know, that's another thing that made me realize it. It's like I was setting this example for the women that worked for me, that you have to work 7 days a week, and you know, you have to work 12-hour days, and you don't. That was just me. I'm just crazy.
I'm the same
so
way.
It's like,
not everyone is wired that way.
yeah. So and then, you know, and then I'd get mad when people didn't want to work that way. I'd be like, oh, they're lazy. And then I was like, no one else is lazy. You're just unhealthy and a workaholic.
They have balance.
Yeah. So I think I did it too to make like a healthier example for my team as well, that, you know, we can take our days off and vacation, and we don't need to work like crazy people in order to be successful.
Right. Cool. Is there anything else you want to add? Like, I feel like we covered so much and there were so many good tidbits.
Yeah, I mean, did we go through all the questions?
We didn't go through all of them. Some of them I kind of like, meh. Like we talked about what you do on your day off, how you avoid burnout, and then the last thing is anything else you'd like to touch on that we didn't cover. Visions, we talked about goal setting and daily practices that keep you hustling, how you stay organized and grounded. Yeah, I think we covered everything.
Okay. Yeah, I think we did. Cool.
I mean, I just think, and the reason why I love Brooke is because like she is like a pure vision of what can happen if you really work really hard and if you're really kind. And she definitely went about everything the right way. You took personal responsibility for things. You like when that I say that, I mean like you really took care of your clients and really took care of your clients even when you worked for me. You took responsibility to finding your own clients. I think a lot of stylists go to a salon thinking that the salon is going to fill your books, but that's not how it works.
Right.
And you took responsibility just for your business, and when you knew that your business was no longer fitting in with our brand, you took responsibility and moved it to a place that really suited your brand. So I thought that was huge.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that for a new stylist, what's really important is to always look at people who are doing good. So like I stalked you when I worked for you, and I was like, what is Patty doing that I can do?
That makes me feel great. But Now I stalk you, so.
But that's what you
Usual.
need to do. It's like, I would always look at who was doing well, and I would think to myself, why are they doing well? What are they doing that I can implement in my own life so I can be there? And I think that's important for sure.
And I like touching base on that topic, actually, I think like really listening to what people are telling you, and especially your clients, not taking it personal when your clients are telling you that they're not happy with the experience or happy with their hair.
Yeah.
Taking that as a way to grow and listen, those are your areas and room for improvement in those little tidbits. So I think that's important.
Yeah.
It's hard because it's such a personal business, not taking things personally and instead actually using those like little, we'll just say feedback to actually grow.
Right, and I think every little thing affects your business so much. So like that one guest who maybe didn't like the way you did her balayage or has feedback for you. Sometimes I see new stylists who are just like, oh whatever, she's crazy. And I was like, that is not going to benefit you. And especially when you don't have a full book, you cannot have that attitude.
No.
Like, you know, they're paying for a service and it's your job to make them happy, and it is a learning experience. So I think that I have always been in you as well, just good about like, you're not happy, why, let me make it better, like immediately. Like that's so important.
It is, it's true, because it takes so much time, energy, and effort to get that one person to actually sit in your chair.
Yeah.
So you want them to stay there. So doing whatever you can to make them happy. And people just want to be heard and they just want to get what they pay for. And it's our job to provide that for them.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
Cool. Awesome. Well, I always love you. And
love you
I'm
too.
so grateful that you came into this video because you are so full of knowledge and you are just so amazing.
Yeah, and we'll do more videos. Yeah,
for
we can
sure.
do on other stuff.
I can't wait. All right, cool.
Awesome.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching.